It's Tuesday, June 27, 2023, and I've got 3 free best bets for you. Let's dive into it. Let's go. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video for you where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day. I'm sorry I missed yesterday. I took the weekend off, traveled with some friends, had a little golf tournament this weekend. So I really just wanted to take some time away to collect my thoughts, get re-locked in. I looked at a few games yesterday, put out a few soft hedges inside my Telegram group, but nothing too crazy, because sometimes that's what you have to do when you're losing bets. It's been a rough month for me. It's been a rough month for other handicappers that I'm following, other people that I know in the industry. So because of that, sometimes you just have to take some time off, get your mind relaxed, get your mind clear. A lot of underdogs are winning. Baseball is really the only sport on. I mean, we've got tennis, we've got some soccer, but it's not really any other major American sports going on right now. Definitely want to make sure you're not blowing your bag and your account before your favorite college football season, basketball season, NFL comes up. So sometimes you might have to take a day off like I did this past weekend. So make sure you guys are taking that time to reset. But I'm excited to be back today and dive into some best bets because I'm trying to get hot. I'm trying to get on a streak. We did not end off Friday in the best way possible. We went 0-3 on the day, lost on the Orioles money line there. We lost on the Mets and Phillies nerfing, and then we also lost on the 3-team steam as the Blue Jays blew the parlay there. The Rays got it done. The Padres got it done, but the Jays ended up blowing that lead late, so you hate to see it, but it's all good. You can see our year-to-date record right here. We're a little bit under 500 now after that losing streak, but it's okay because we're going to turn this ship around, and trust me, if you're going to tap into this channel, we're going to be profitable. If you've been a part of my Telegram group, you know that we cash out winners. You know that this is just a little funk, and trust me, we're going to get through it. That is one of the downsides to baseball, is that you will go through a little funk period. It happens, and it normally happens around this time, typically because it's the only sport on and it's the only thing that you have to lock in on. You can't kind of pivot and things like that. So make sure that you guys are getting time to reset, relax, and as always, make sure that you're liking this video, subscribing to the channel, so this way you can stay up to date on all the latest things that we're dropping your way. All right, guys? Now let's dive into our first best bet of the day. For my first best bet of the day, I'm taking the Astros on the money line. The best odds I've seen is -115 on DraftKings. And in this matchup, we've got Framber Valdez, and he's facing Jordan Montgomery for the Cardinals. And truthfully, the Cardinals have been on my ban list for some time now. I mean, my Telegram group, I talk about that all the time. They just find themselves, really underperforming. Their pitching is absolutely garbage. They're at the bottom of the NL Central standings, which nobody expected for them. And truthfully, this is just a tough spot for them. Even though they're at home, they're coming off that series this past weekend that they played in London when they've only had 1 day of rest. So they had to fly all the way back into the States, and then they only had 1 day of rest, and now they send Jordan to Montgomery to the round. I just don't really like this spot for them. Jordan Montgomery, he's been a little bit inconsistent this year. He's 4-7 on the year with a 3.69 ERA, but he has been decent of late, and that's what we like to see. He's been in better form. He's coming off a strong outing against the Nationals in which he went 7 innings. He gave up 4 hits in that matchup, 1 earned run, and 6 strikeouts, but that start was on the road. And when you dive into Montgomery's numbers a little bit more, you realize that he has been solid on the road all year. He's got an ERA under 3 on the road, but at home is where he's had a lot of issues and he struggled. His ERA jumps to 4.62 at home, and that's scary to think about when you're facing a pitcher like Framber Valdez for the Astros, who has been consistent all year. He's 7-5 on the year with a 2.27 ERA, and we know how inconsistent this Cardinals offense has been. So because of that, it's tough to back the Cardinals here following that big travel from London, their inconsistency on offense, and they're facing a pitcher in Framber Valdez who has been consistent behind the mound and really been controlling his pitches, been controlling his ERA. And then on top of that, Jordan Montgomery has not been that strong at home in comparison to on the road. Framber Valdez, in his last 6 starts, he's only had 1 outing where he's given up more than 3 earned runs, including his last start against the Mets where he gave up 2 earned runs and 4 hits over 8 innings of strong work. You love to see that. So I really like the Astros in this spot here. Again, they don't have to travel as much as the Cardinals had to. They've got the better spot here. They've got the better lineup, and they've got the better pitcher on the mound. Lower ERA there. pitch to contact guy, but he strikes out a lot of pitchers, gets a lot of ground balls. And again, the Cardinals offense, you never know what they're going to get from day to day, and you definitely don't know what you're going to get from their pitching game to game. Because of that, I think I'm going to back the Astros here. Give me the better pitcher. Give me Framber Valdez. Astros on the money line, a pretty good price against the NL Central, bottom of the standings team there, and I really like the value that we're getting here. For my second best bet of the day, I'm going over to the Canada team. That is the Blue Jays, and I'm taking them on the first 5 money line. Now, this one, the odds are going to be a little bit more juiced. You can take a look at the full game money line as well, but I do like the first 5 money line a little bit better. The best odds I've seen is about -150 right now, so make sure that you're shopping around a bit. And listen, it's that time of the year when you're going to have to start laying the juice on some of these plays. It's as simple as that. When baseball is the only game on or the only sport on, the odds are going to change drastically, not only because you don't have a spread and you only have the run line, but because all the money is flowing to only one area. All the attention is only on one sport. So because of that, you're going to have to find certain angles or certain advantages that work out for you, and sometimes it's going to have to pay for those advantages. And not many angles have been working in my favor of late, I will admit that, but one that has been working for me and that's been a strong angle is when you have a really strong pitcher in the first 5 against an opponent that's going with a bullpen game. And that's exactly what we have here. We have Kevin Gausman on the mound for the Blue Jays while the Giants are deciding to go with the bullpen game. And Gausman, he's been strong all year. He's been one of the most consistent pitchers in all the majors, especially for the Jays, as he's kind of been thrusted into that ace role with Manoah, who's been designated for assignment, and his inconsistency there. And Gausman's answered the call. He's 7-3 on the year with a 3.1 ERA and 127 strikeouts. You love to see that. A pitcher who's missing bats, and he's been even better at home with a 2.61 ERA and an opponent batting average of just over 200. So I love to see that. So yes, I know that the Giants have been one of the hottest teams in baseball over the past month. They've been absolutely killing it. But if you look at their numbers, a lot of their wins have come in the late innings. They've gotten a lot of wins from late offensive bursts, a lot of runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. And so because of that, that's why I'm going with the first 5 here. The Blue Jays blew us over the past weekend where their bullpen gave up that lead against the A's. So because of that, I'm a little hesitant to take them on the full game. And then, like I said, the Giants have been having those offensive outbursts. I think Gausman can do enough to get us through the first 5. And I also just don't like the spot for the Giants here as they're traveling into Toronto after playing their last matchup at home against the Diamondbacks. So they had to travel all the way from San Fran across the country to Toronto, and they only had 1 day of rest in between then. And I just don't really like their options here with going with the bullpen. I think anytime you have a bullpen game, 1 or 2 of those guys who come in to pitch 1 or 2 innings is going to give up a few runs, and that's all I'm banking on here, especially with the Jays, as their offense has gotten a little bit hotter of late, especially in those last 2 games against the A's. We saw them rack up a few runs there, and the Jays have won their last 6 games on the money line of Gausman starts. So because of that, I think they're going to be able to give him enough support today, especially through the first 5. Gausman's been great for him at home, so give me the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line at home in the first 5 as my second best bet of the day. If you want to take the half run on the run line for the first 5, I think you can get that at a little bit better value, but I do like the money line as we do get the opportunity for a push. For my last and final best bet of the day, I'm headed over to the Diamondbacks in the Rays game, and I'm taking a first 5 total, under 4.5 first 5 runs there. The best odds I've seen is about -125 or so, so make sure you're shopping around on your books there. And we've got Zach Gallen on the mound versus Taj Bradley, and you're probably wondering, why would I fade 2 of the strongest offenses in baseball this year? Well, that's just because we've got 2 pitchers who've been in really good form of late, and I think that we can get a first 5 under here. For some reason, every time I take first 5 unders, they seem to lose their control, they seem to lose their hot stuff, they strike out ball, and I really am depending on both of these pitchers to be locked in, because when you look at their home and road splits, both of these pitchers have been kind of equally impressive when you take a look at it. Gallen is 7-0 at home this year with an ERA of 1. That's right, an ERA of 1 over 54 innings pitched at home. He's only given up 6 earned runs, 2 home runs, and 7 walks. Now on the other side, for Taj Bradley for the Rays, at home this year he has an ERA of 5.7. On the road he has an ERA of 2.13. So you can see fewer than 3 runs per game on the road that he's given up in comparison to at home. Over 25 innings he's pitched on the road, he's only given up 6 earned runs, 1 home run, and 10 walks. So I think I love to see that. I think we're going to get a little bit of a pitcher's duel here to get this one started, as both pitchers have shown that they can keep the ball inside the ballpark. They can limit the free base runners as they don't give a ton of walks. And then also when you take a look at it, Tampa's first 5 runs per game drastically is different at home than it is on the road as well. They go from scoring over 4 runs per game during the first 5 innings, when on the road that number drops to about 2.5 runs per game over the first 5 innings. And then with Arizona, the numbers are a little bit similar. They're just slightly worse during the first 5 innings in terms of runs per game at home than they are on the road. Both offenses tend to slow down in this given situation. One team at home, the other team on the road. And then both pitchers are better in this given situation. One at home, one on the road. I love to see that. So because of that, we should be able to go under the 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings as my third and final best bet of the day. You can take the under 4 runs to maybe get a little bit plus better value, or tease it up to, as a parlay leg, because I like that as well. But I think both of these pitchers who've been in really great form should be able to get us over the hump here and be able to keep this one low scoring at least through the first 5 innings. Well, that's it for me today, my friend. 3 best bets. I took the day off yesterday, so hopefully we got our minds right. Hopefully we can get this engine back up. We can start running it back up this week and have a great start to the week. Hopefully you guys are killing it in baseball, doing a little bit better than I have. So I'm super excited to see some of the plays that you're taking. So make sure you're clicking that link below in the bio to join our free Telegram group, where I'll be dropping some more plays, my nerfy of the day, maybe some hitter props, some pitcher props, some other things that I'm taking a look at, maybe even some WNBA as well, as we're trying to figure out just creative ways to run up the bag this month. If you have been losing money, don't get discouraged. Take some time to reset, take some time off, get your mind right, because you know your sport's coming, your season's coming, basketball's coming, football is coming up, college and NFL. We've got tennis out there, Wimbledon is coming up this week. So we've got a lot of other opportunities out there for you to make money. So make sure you guys are doing your research, putting in that work, and just finding the angles that are going to make you profitable. As always, can't wait to see the money that you're going to make today. Dictate your fate, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Let's get it.